Well, this is an overly dramatic opening for a cooking video. Welcome, guys. As you know, this year's Thanksgiving was a little bit different, so I had to cook it myself. I decided to document it, but first let's start with some coffee. Grinding up some of my own beans. Don't mind the fact that the grind's a little too fine. Just gotta heat up the Chemex using some water, pour it out, and add our beans. Then we add our first water, get that bloom. Now for a little bit of an overtop angle. I'll punch in for the details. Nice. Add a little bit more water, going for that 15:1 ratio. Drip, drip, drip. And then we pour it out into our cup to hopefully successfully create a Thanksgiving meal. But first, some Greek food. Adequately season your meat. Make sure to get it on both sides. Punch in for details. Drop it in for a sear. Not trying to cook it all the way through, just get a nice little color, good crust. Put it on the plate for later. Rachel's the onion chopper in chief. I would cry if I tried to cut these onions. Smashing garlic, cleaning off garlic, and then pressing some garlic. Add all that in that same pot. For 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to let that stuff get nice and translucent. Pour out a half cup of wine. We're going to use this to deglaze the pan. We're going to get all those bits off the bottom. Get all the flavor. Add in some stock with our tomatoes, tomato paste, and seasoning. Mix it all together. Let all the flavors get to know each other. Put our meat in. Get it nuzzled in there, nice. Then we put the lid back on, lower the temperature to low, and let it simmer for about an hour. But about halfway through, I popped it open, just to give it a little flip since our meat was not fully submerged. After that hour, I added the orzo. I preheated the oven at 350 degrees. Make sure it's all mixed in there nice. Now we're going to slide it into the oven. Let it cook the rest of the way, about 25 minutes. The orzo is going to get nice and cooked. Pull it out. Oh, look at that. Make sure to add it in the plate. Get enough lamb so everyone is satisfied. Add some feta cheese crumble on top. And there you have it, lamb Youvetsi. A great way to have lunch before Thanksgiving dinner. Now on to the main event, the bird. Generously season your bird with salt and pepper. Now we're going to finger the bird. You're going to want a nice deep pocket. That pocket's going to be how we get our sage butter all up in there, all on top of that breast meat, so it gets nice and flavorful. Slide it in. Be generous with it. We got a lot of sage butter to use. And then just slather it on top, because why not? Use the rest of your sage butter, saute the rest of those onions, the stuffing. Now scoop out that cornbread we baked last night. This is going to be the basis of our stuffing. We're going to add in our onions that we just finished sauteing. Then mix in some heavy cream and egg. Get it all nice and mixed up. That's going to be our stuffing. And we're going to put it inside the bird in just a minute. Observe. Stuffing goes inside the bird. That's how I got its name. Ooh, the main event. Maple glaze. Slightly dilute with water. Paint that bird. Get in for some nice details. We're going to use that same liquid to baste it every 30 minutes during the preparation. Just drizzle it on top with your medical grade syringe. Now we slide the bird into the oven. We did about 14 minutes per pound. Look at that, another basting session. Critical. Now look at that color, that's after about 3 hours. But there's one more choice ingredient necessary. Do you know what it is? Oh, while we think about it, let's admire that golden brown skin a little bit longer. If you guessed hickory smoked chipotle bacon, you'd be right. Apply the bacon generously to create your bacon shield. This coat of armor will protect the breast Keep it juicy and not have it dry out. We're going to let this bake for another hour, and while we're doing that, we're going to start preparing the green bean casserole. Spray down your pan. In your cream of chicken soup, we're going to add some spices and some milk and our green beans. Get it nice and smooth on the bottom of your pan, and get that slow-mo capture of dropping in the fried onions. Slide it into your preheated 355-degree oven, and wait about 25 minutes. Oh, look at that, 25 minutes. Slide it out. It's nice and golden brown. Alright, time for the final unveiling of the bird. Be careful your bird. A lot of juices. This is me trying to be careful. No one was hurt in the making of this video. But hey, let's get a look at those details. Look at that. Siphon out all those juices to make our gravy. Add in some flour. I know you're supposed to be whisking while you add the flour, but look, it's gonna be fine. I'll even speed it up for you. We're gonna cook it for about 3 to 5 minutes and let it reduce down, get nice and thick. Strain out all that gunk. There's your gravy. Look at that drip. Now we're gonna scoop out the stuffing from our bird. It's got a nice maple flavor from all those basting sessions you did. Sharpen up your knife. And then we cut into the bird. I'll save you the laborious process. Let's just get to the spread. Alright, there you have it. All that beautiful turkey meat. A little bit of bacon in the background. Our gravy. Our stuffing. Of course, our canned cranberry sauce and green bean casserole. There's your plate. Serve it up however you want. I actually forgot to put the cranberry sauce until the very end, but it was nice and delicious. Oh, and by the way, you gotta have dessert. What do we have? Pumpkin pie. What kind of pumpkin pie? Bourbon pumpkin pie. We got that nice port bourbon from our friends at Bowman Brothers. Slides right out. Oh, look at that. Check out that crust. A little bit of a crumble there. And of course, we gotta end the night right. Our hard day's work. A little Macallan 12. Never hurt nobody. Thanks guys for tuning in. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving as well, and were able to enjoy it as best you can. Let's hope that next year we're able to be all together.